You've got 5 seconds to subscribe and like the video, or Booga will hunt you in every game. What is up, boys? Archyy here, back again for brand new PC build video, boys. For this video, we've got an absolute banger. 144 FPS for only 300 bucks, boys. Amid this pandemic, amid the chip shortage, for those of you who don't know, where the prices of GPUs are skyrocket high into like thousands, this $300 build for 144 FPS is an absolute steal. So yeah, watch closely, it's awesome. This PC is good for games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, CSGO, League of Legends, whatever, even Overwatch. If you want to be a competitive gamer with like 144Hz monitors, then this PC is for you. There is nothing better that I enjoy than making PC builds for you guys, and this PC took me a whole week to make up. So yeah, a whole week I was looking for parts on the internet, looking for like the best prices to performance ratio and how it all fits together, and yeah, this PC is the answer, and it's what you're looking for if you have 300 bucks laying around and you want to be a competitive PC gamer. So here we have the processor, which is an i5 11th gen. That's right, an i5 11th gen. It's a super good processor that will run any game on any graphics preset in very high FPS. This guy is a beast. And you might question yourself, why not get an i7 but lower gen? Don't, boys. Higher gen means higher FPS and higher just performance overall, and an i5 like this is a beast. The socket, as you can see right here, is an LJ1200. That's right, the newest socket type there is for motherboards and CPUs alike. The socket type, as you can see right here, is an LJ1200, which is the newest Intel to motherboard socket, as you should know. And yeah, it's a beast, it's a banger, you should definitely get it. It costs only 80 bucks, actually 81 to be honest, 81 bucks, and it's super good. They are updating their stock on May 2nd, so yeah, definitely watch out for that date and anything around then. And if you can actually buy this CPU for 80 bucks somewhere, or even 100 and lower, definitely get it, because that's a steal in today's market. Again, boys, there is a chip shortage because of COVID and the pandemic, and that means every single PC component, electric car, motherboard, technology-wise, anything, like even iPhones, there's just a really big shortage of technology overall, and that's why the PS5s are still super rare to get and no one still has them. So the Intel cooler, as you can see right here, is an awesome deal, so we are getting that as well for free with this processor, so that's really good. And also a little bit about the CPU itself. It has 6 cores right here and 12 threads, and that's right, it's clocked at 4.4 GHz on the preset default, so you can actually get it way faster. Overall, this boy's processor is super good for streaming, gaming, anything, even like video editing. It's a super good processor. That's right, on to the next thing. We have the RAM, and that's right, it's an alloy DDR4 RAM. We have an 8GB stick. Very quickly, boys, I do want to say that we are getting only 8GB. That's because it's a cheap build, and also we are going for like a super competitive build, and that means we don't need more than 8GB. Fortnite, Call of Duty, CSGO, League of Legends, Overwatch, all of them games require less than 8GB, so 8 gigs is completely enough. But if you will be streaming games like Fortnite, then I do advise you to get 16 gigs. The speeds are actually amazing. As you can see, 3000 speed, that's really good and really quick. And also, it's a DDR4 RAM. For those of you who don't know, a very short notice, DDR3 and DDR4 RAM are two different types of RAMs. They are incompatible. That means you cannot have one and another one at the same time. And also, it all revolves around the motherboard. That means if the motherboard supports DDR3 RAM, there is no way in this world you are fitting DDR4 RAM into your DDR3 motherboard. But if your motherboard supports DDR4 RAM, which in our case it does, then there is no way in hell you are putting DDR3 RAM in there. I myself had to actually throw away 32GB of DDR3 RAM from the previous gen of my computer when I was upgrading. So yeah, that sucks. I know if you already have DDR3 RAM, it sucks. I know, but come on, boys, DDR4 RAM, just 25 bucks is such a good deal for 8 gigs, and they are super quick and they will do the job just fine. So up next we have the motherboard. As you can see here, it's only 70 bucks, so that's like super good. Only 70 bucks for a gaming type motherboard with the new socket type, so 1200 LG, and also it lights up in the dark. Come on, boys, it's such a steal. I think I had this motherboard before, or maybe somewhere close to it, and yeah, it was super good. Very quickly, when choosing a motherboard, do make sure to actually do some research, because motherboards are the parts that actually compile, like get everything together into 121 bucks to make it work. So very quickly, as you can see here, it needs to have an LGA 1200 socket type. That's the socket type for our processor that we've chosen, which is an 11th gen i5, and right here you can see it supports an Intel 11th gen. Just because your motherboard has your socket type does not mean it will be compatible. That's right, it doesn't mean that it will be 100% compatible. In short, it just won't work, it won't turn on. So you do need your motherboard to actually support your gen of the processor. So 10th gen, 11th gen, that's good for us. It will support our processor, which is an i5 11th gen, so that's super good. And also the motherboard itself is a micro. That's right, it's a mini motherboard. For those of you who don't know, there are three kinds of motherboards, like minis, medium, and big ones, and this is the smallest motherboard there is. That means it will fit into any case that we buy. And I also have a case coming out really shortly at the end of the video, so yeah, make sure to keep watching. And as for the name of the motherboard, it's an Asus, guys, and Asus motherboards are like the best in the world. I actually do believe they are the best, because for gaming there is nothing better than an Asus motherboard. There is no competition at all. You can get like Chinese knockoffs, but we don't want that, to be honest. Asus is premium quality and it always works. And yeah, also you can actually get for 70 bucks, which is such a good deal. But if you are wanting to cheap out a little bit, you can buy a used one for only 60 bucks at the moment. So that's even a better deal for those of you who actually want like a super cheap PC. I reckon the used ones will work okay, but just make sure the pins aren't broken. So do you see pins right here where you put in the processor? These pins, if they are broken just a tiny little bit, your processor will malfunction really. So just make sure that your pins are okay. If they're not, just return the motherboard, or just don't buy used ones, just buy a brand new one for 70. So here we have the GPU, boys. It's a GTX 1050 Ti. That's right, it's an old gen GPU. That's right, it's not an RTX, and that's because this GPU is super cheap, and also it does provide the gaming content or like power we need. So in Fortnite on performance mode, you will be getting 144 plus and above FPS. That's right, you can actually hit like 200 FPS if you're in solos. Just running around the map, I actually got 200 FPS while playing on this rig, and it's such a good deal. I had this type of GPU for a very long time, and the Ti also means it's like super clock, so that's even better. It is 4 gigabytes of VRAM, so that means you can load up 4K textures and 4K resolution, all that good stuff, up to like the ultra graphics preset. And most importantly, this GPU does support Shadowplay. For those of you who don't know, Shadowplay is like a program where you can stream or record videos with, and you will get 0 FPS decrease. That's right, if you're looking for streaming on such a rig with 8 gigabytes, I do recommend you actually get this type of GPU, because you get Shadowplay with it, and that way you won't put your computer under stress. How it actually works is your GPU actually has a certain chip that actually does all of this by itself on the GPU itself, so it records, streams, whatever, with no FPS loss. And most importantly, guys, it's super small and compact. Remember that we are getting a really small motherboard. That's why we are getting also the smallest GPU there is. Come on, bros, there's one fan, but don't be mistaken, one fan is enough. GeForce graphics cards don't have a problem with cooling at all. It's super cool, and it will not overheat at all, so that's like super good even with one fan. And also, do you see how small it is? It's like the size of a RAM, of one RAM. Like, come on, boys, it's so small, so compact, so cute. It's super good. If you are looking for like a small, cheap, competitive gaming PC, this is the way to go, definitely. And for only 125 bucks, it's such a steal, boys. And again, the stock is being updated on the 7th. So yeah, just keep an eye out for even lower prices on the 7th. And also after the COVID pandemic is over, after every lockdown is over, just make sure that you actually are looking at prices, because you can get for even a cheaper price. At the moment, prices are inflated for technology, but I am looking for the best deals and which are closer to the real price. And this here is a real price. 125 bucks is a really good price for this GPU. And guys, the last but not least, the case. The case is super important, boys. You do want a gaming case, and it should look really dope. As you can see here, this case is one of many that you can choose from, but I chose this one because it's like pristine looking, glass panel, lights up with RGB colors, only 70 bucks, and it's like pristine looking as hell. And yeah, you do need this, because if you don't have a cool case, then even your RTX 3090 Ti will look like absolute crap. in a bad case. But if you have like even a really cheap gaming PC in such a case as this, it does look super dope, super cool, and you definitely look like you're packing some heat. And also, most importantly, it is awesome to look at. This small case you can actually put on your desk behind your monitor or right beside it, and it will look just dope. Your motherboard lights up, don't forget boys, our Asus motherboard does light up, and it will look like an absolute banger inside of this case. So yeah, just make sure to buy a really good case, but it is your preference. You don't have to get this case, but I will leave all the links in the description, including this case as well, boys. But yeah, it's been me, Archyy, as always, boys. If you do want to see something specific, like a super good cheap gaming PC for maybe like 200 bucks or even lower, or maybe like 600 bucks, just leave a comment. I will make a video because I do read comments, guys, and I do love your support and the fact that you're watching these videos. And yeah, I love making PC videos and just guiding you in the right direction. I'm also a Fortnite YouTuber, so if you are looking for Fortnite gameplay, I just released it a couple of weeks ago for the new season, how to actually ground out the battle pass, how to get the best aimbot settings for your controller, and many more. Yeah, just check out my channel, boys, and yeah, subscribe, share with your friends, and it's been me, Archyy, as always, boys. Peace. Hey guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy and find it useful. If you want to join my future Battle Pass and V-Box giveaways, do make sure to easily apply by subscribing and leave an account with your Fortnite username. I will be choosing 5 random people in the near future for weekly gifts. Peace.